Okay, welcome back. It's me, Tori, again. I am going to do a little presentation about some of my favorite places in Middle Tennessee when it comes to the outdoors. Um, Basically, some state parks and sites, hiking places. So, if you haven't been to the area and are just finding out about it because of Woods Flock, these are some places that you can check out if you do come next year. And because obviously Woodstock is taking place in just one area, which is Fall Creek Falls State Park, and there are many places around Middle Tennessee which are great. And to help me, I have my cats here, but you won't really be able to see them because they're on my lap slash legs. Yes, hello, babies. My good babies. Rory, you want to come on the camera? There's your kitty pillow. He has an obsession with this cat pillow. It's like a boy. All right. So, uh-oh, I don't think I have my cursor showing. That I don't know how to make it do that either, so I'm sorry. But here's a map of Tennessee, and Middle Tennessee is the middle section of it. Yeah. So that big hub with all the stuff coming off of it is Nashville, and we are diagonally down from Nashville to the southeast. So if you follow that big line down the southeast, that's basically how you get to Woods Flock. Um, so there's Middle Tennessee has so many good waterfalls. So these are some of the major ones. Burgess Falls is a very large, but not terribly tall, but like very wide and has like extremely scenic flows when there's been a good rain or whatever. And Burgess Falls is located near Cookeville, Tennessee, which is about midway between Nashville and Knoxville. Um, well, slightly closer to Nashville than Knoxville, but anyway, it's fairly easy to hike to. The If I remember correctly, the trail is where it's not paved, it's like really well worn, well trodden, and not very strenuous. So it's fairly easy to get to, even if you're not in the best shape or have, disabilities, or if you have children. It's a lovely little hike. And then the bridge down to the bottom has actually been closed for years now. It washed out in a flood a long time ago, and they never replaced it as far as I know. So you still can't hike down to the bottom unless that's changed, which is possible because I haven't been there in maybe like a year. But it's very scenic anyway, just from the top. My favorite thing to do is um, like pretend that I am falling off because there's all these flat rocks kind of at the top that you can like lay down in it and then like peek over the next one so that it makes it look like you're clinging to the edge for dear life of the waterfall. Um, yeah, I'm a bit of a geek, but that's how I do that. Yeah. Let's see. So then if you go, actually this is probably out of order geographically, but if you go south from Cookeville to Sparta, which is the next town to the south, kind of near where I live. You go through there, and then sort of on the way to Chattanooga, but also not because you have to go towards McMinnville, um, is a state park called Rock Island, and that one's a little less known because it's not as big as Fall Creek Falls or Burgess, but it has actually my absolute favorite waterfall there, which is called Twin Falls. That picture on the left. and that's where two rivers meet and create. One of them is coming out of the side of the rock face, which, I mean, I'm sure it happens fairly often, but I've never seen a massive waterfall just coming out of the side of a rock face anywhere else. Usually, they're cascading down, and that's also wonderful and beautiful. But yeah, so that's why I like this one, because it's just kind of unique. And it's very large. Like, this picture doesn't really give you a sense of scale, but it's a big waterfall. And then, so that's on the backside of Rock Island, which is even less known than the main part of Rock Island. The way you get there from the highway, you go past where you would turn in for the main park, and you go across a bridge across the river, and then there will be a very not very obvious sign to turn off of. At this point, you'll be on. No, you won't be on old. You'll be on old McMinnville Highway, I think. Old Highway 1 is I think what it's called. But you'll take a left. There'll be a sign for Twin Falls if it's very obvious at all. But even if there's not, there's like a kayak cottage rental sign, and what else? Oh, Foglight Food House. That's another great reason to go here, because Foglight Food House. Okay, I've only been there once, so I'm not speaking from a depth of experience. But Foglight Food House is just beautiful. It is, like, if you want a romantic, and I didn't go there for a romantic date, but if you want like a very classy restaurant with good food and also like very beautiful scenery and ambiance and everything, go here. Foglight Food House has all that, and plus in like the warmer months you can sit outside on the balcony, and when I was there was an entire family of raccoons, and they were adorable. They were just like all over the place, and yeah, so I got to eat this wonderful meal while a bunch of raccoons were scurrying around outside the balcony. So that was great. Yeah. So highlight of my restaurant experience. Anyway, so you turn there and you have to go past Foglight Food House and all this, and you like go until basically the road runs out and you'll run into Twin Falls. And there's two parking lots. One is at the very end of the road. There's not very many spaces, but that's where the actual falls are. You can literally get out of your car and voila, there are the falls. No hiking required. Or you can park slightly up the hill from it in the larger parking lot, and off of that parking lot is a trail that is a really lovely loop trail that goes along the river, and then along that trail there is a little very small falls with a little cave, really cute. I love that little spot too. So even though the main attraction is Twin Falls and you don't have to hike, I would recommend the hike. It's really nice. At the end of the loop there's like a little beach type area. I wouldn't call it a beach. It's not a beach. Like, don't go swimming there, probably. I think people have kayaked in this area. This area is super big for kayaking, so I'm sure people have stopped there in their kayaks or something, but it's not like a put in, put out place. You would have to go further down, I imagine, because otherwise you'd have to carry a kayak like all the way back up, I guess. I don't know. It's just like a little, yeah, beach. Sorry. Okay. So that's one side of Rock Island. On the other side is what the picture on the right is from. It's a bunch of little cascades coming down from the dam. And obviously a dam is not natural. So I guess you could ding me on that for this being a natural must-see. But you're not there for the dam. You're there for the cascades. It's called Rock Island because where the dam comes down, there's all these little rock islands that the river flows over in between and everything, and it's just really cool looking. So when the water is low, it's easier to see all of those, and it's just pretty cool to walk down there. Hi, Ponder. And whoever else is here, I can't tell because Twitch doesn't really want to show me who's in here. So if you're here, if there's more people here, say something in chat and I will say hi to you and acknowledge your presence and be able to credit you with participation tickets that go to the grand prize drawing of the challenge, which is why you're all here, really, and not because you care about listening to me ramble. um, but yeah, so the Rock Island Cascades are fun to just for like a day, spend a day kind of like rock scrambling and it really, yes. I said that, Onyx. She's helping. Um, and there's also some really nice water holes in that area for swimming, for actual swimming, where you don't run the risk of like being carried over a waterfall to your death. Um, although there are areas where that's also possible, so choose wisely. But basically, I totally recommend Rock Island for a day trip of, especially during summertime when you want to play in the water. Yeah, bring some good rock scrambly shoes that can get wet and go there. There's also a couple other trails to hike. I usually go on one that goes through the woods with my mom. It's a lovely loop that you can take, either a long version or a short version, and there's some old I hesitate to call them ruins because ruins kind of implies like an ancient something, right? And these are from like maybe the 1800s or something, possibly 1900s. This is more like but yeah, there's some old stuff and some old gravestones and cemeteries and like a really old like Model T looking type car. I don't know anything about cars, I'm sorry. There's an old rundown vehicle that has, like a little placard saying what it is, but I don't remember what the heck it is. Yeah, so there's that trail, really good for dog walking. And then there's also an actual like beach area water hole that's like more beachy, and that's usually fairly popular for a swimming destination. I don't particularly like it that much myself because it's a bit miry, like lots of water weeds and kind of like slimy stuff, and then just people, too many people. I don't like being around that many people. Yeah, usually in the summer, but it's an option to go there. It's pretty nice. Okay, moving on from Rock Island. I probably have spent way too much time on that since it's my favorite place. Okay, Fall Creek Falls. Yes, this is where we will be having our camp. There's two different things featured on these pictures. The left one is the main attraction of the camp, which is why most people go to Fall Creek Falls, because it's the tallest waterfall in Tennessee. And when it's really flowing, it looks great. When it's been really dry, not so much. But we'll be there in the spring, so there should be a pretty good flow. On the right are some cascades, and people always like to play in the cascades when it's warm. It will not be warm enough to play in the water probably while they're there. I mean, you can like play by the water, but I wouldn't really recommend getting wet because it'll be pretty cold. I didn't want to spend too much time on Fall Creek Falls since we'll be there. We'll be there on Sunday, so I'll be streaming from there. Yay! Or attempting to. Okay, so if you like hiking and you're in good shape or ability to do it, highly recommend Virgin Falls and Bridgestone Wildstone Natural Wilderness Area. I don't remember the whole name of it, but it's not technically part of the state park. Virgin Falls is the far north end of the Fall Creek Falls State Park, and I believe they not too far back actually connected the trails from the back end of Fall Creek Falls and the back end of Virgin Falls. So if you're super ambitious and you want to go for like a backpacking trip, you can go all the way from Fall Creek Falls to Virgin Falls and then out. That's a bit more than I personally would take on at this point due to my issues, but having been to both places, it would probably be a wonderful trip. So this picture on the left is an overlook um, that's part of the Virgin Falls Trail, and I believe it's called Martha's Pretty Point. I have camped there before. It's a wonderful spot, but it is very strenuous to get to. You basically hike up a mountain to get there. I mean, it's a small mountain, but still, it's yeah, not for the faint of heart. And if you're carrying a lot of stuff and you don't have a strong person to carry it for you, you're gonna struggle a bit. And it's not exactly on the way to Virgin Falls necessarily. I think it does like have a connector, but it's not the most straightforward way to get to Virgin Falls. So a lot of people don't go there. But if you're taking a backpacking trip or just like an overnight camping trip and you want to go in the backcountry, beautiful spot to camp. And then I don't actually have a picture of Virgin Falls in this presentation, and I'm sorry, but you can look it up, I guess, if you want, or you can go hike there. It makes for a great day hike, but it is like a pretty full day of hiking to get out and back. It's not a loop, so you would just want to pack a picnic lunch or something, and yeah. Unless you're like a serious hiker, I guess you could probably do it, like power through it in half a day, but if you want to take your time, which is how I recommend hiking, so that you can stop and smell the roses, or not roses, but whatever is blooming, and take pictures and enjoy the wonders of nature, then I would recommend it as a full day hike to get out to Virgin Falls and back. And it's quite lovely. But it's not as like breathtaking as some of the other ones, but it's a really nice little waterfall, and it's like a hidden gem because it's so hard to get to. Well, I say so hard. Plenty of people do it, but it's definitely a strenuous hike, is what I'm saying. And then on the right, Bridgestone is a wilderness area that has not the most well-marked trails, so I would recommend definitely having a map. And yeah, because I have gotten a little bit lost back there. Not like severely, but yeah. It has lots of little beautiful cascades and waterfalls, small waterfalls, and scenic like gorge views. Yeah, it's great place to hike, but and it's more off the beaten path, not as popular as Virgin Falls. But basically how you get there is you just go to Virgin Falls and then you drive right past the hiking the trailhead parking lot of Virgin Falls. You just drive past it and then you'll come to the next turn, which will have not well marked areas you can park at and start hiking from. But yeah, basically just get yourself a map and you can figure it out because it's a little bit not intuitive. I would like to put together like a furry hiking group thing on occasion though, so if any of you guys are interested in that and you're in the area, stay tuned and I'll put out some feelers about forming groups once the pandemic is more settled and everybody's had a chance to get the vaccine and stuff. Yeah, so we'll probably make a trip of that at some point so that people that are interested can check it out. Okay, Savage Gulch / Stone Door is another, I think, considered a wilderness area. It might be considered a state park, but it's between Fall Creek Falls and Chattanooga, so it's closer to Chattanooga than Fall Creek Falls is, and it also has some just beautiful views. Not really waterfalls as far as I am aware. I mean, there's probably little ones in there, but if you want to go and see like the most famous part of Savage Gulch, which is Stone Door, it's not that bad of a, it's like a very short little walk basically to get there. But if you want to do like a more extensive hike, it's pretty long and a little brutal, I would say, because there's not any, you like kind of go down into like a gorge and then you have to climb back up it again. So it's a full day. of strenuous hiking. But it's I mean, it's worth it. I'd say any hikes. Hello, did you come to help me again? I'd say any Middle Tennessee hikes are worth it that I've tried. There's plenty I haven't done yet, and I would like to do more. So that's another reason that I want Woods Flock to be a bigger, more active community, because I'd really like to have a group of, or be able to, go to these places and enjoy them as groups, because that just seems fun to me. Doo -doo. Okay, this one I put in here because I've heard about it and I still haven't gotten to go. So we definitely need to make a trip of this. These photos, and I heard about this from one of the local Tennessee Furs Chimes, and he runs the Outdoor Furs chat on Telegram. So if you're an outdoor enthusiast and you like to take pictures and go and do stuff, you should join that. But yeah, this is one of the places that I need to get to sometime in the near future, and I hope we can organize a group to go there. But yeah, it's called Prentice Cooper, and it's like, I think it's like right outside of Chattanooga, so real easy to get to. I think that's the last one I have of my, oh, no, I have some hidden gems, that's right. So these are, again, not really that well known, if you're, especially not if you're a local, not if you're not a local, there we go. But they're pretty easy to get to. So in Cookeville, which again is by where Burgess Falls is, we have City Lake, and this is just the picture. These are pictures I took, I think. Yeah, I took these pictures. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, it feels like such a special place when you're there, because there's water coming down in this like I mean, not all the way around, but yeah, as you can see on that left side there's like the largest like falls area. I mean, it's a small waterfall. It's not tall. It's fairly wide, but it's not very big. But basically, as you can kind of see, there's like where the waterfall is coming down, to like 2 levels, and that kind of extends in like this almost U shape at the end of the trail that you take to get there. So it's, I don't know, I really like that spot. Unfortunately, there is usually some pollution, because it's it's like where all the city trash kind of ends up. I don't know why. Not all the time, but yeah, there's a decent amount. So I'd kind of like to maybe have a group do a cleanup day there or something, maybe. Hello, new person. Hydrangea. And I see Deletrix is also back. Thank you for saying some things so that I can credit you. I'm just reading this message that Ponder left. It says he lives in DC but has a good friend in Knoxville and planning to visit the first week in May after they get their vaccinations. And he'll be at Woods Flock next year. And yeah, so hopefully, Ponder, you'll be able to join us. And when you come to visit your friend in Knoxville, we should definitely arrange something if you guys want. Yeah, okay, so that's City Lake. Lost Creek is near Sparta. So, and I can't really explain how to get there. You kind of just have to look it up, basically, because it's definitely a hidden gem. Yeah, there's certain times of year where you're allowed to go in the caves, but not when the bats are hibernating, I think is the rule. But I don't really recommend going caving if you're an amateur anyway, because it can be dangerous, and also just people going in there is bad in general for the bats, even if they're not actually there at the time. So yeah, I don't really recommend it. But there's a really cool cave there. I've never actually been inside for aforementioned reasons. But yeah, there's a nice waterfall. It's pretty tall. That picture makes it look a little small, I think, but it's a pretty nice uh, sized waterfall, and it's just a lovely little area. Um, it is a it is more well known among locals, so I don't know how busy it would be in like peak times of year, but uh, oh, Twitch is loading super slow for hydrangea. I don't know, it might not be you, it might be me, because have not great rural internet. I hope I'm not skipping around. Like, I hope I'm not, my audio isn't like skipping all over the place, and I'm sorry if it is. I am recording this also, so I'll probably upload it later, and it'll be like better quality. I apologize, guys. This is my first day streaming, really, so I'm trying. Okay, and then finally there's Ozone. Oh, one thing to say about Lost Creek that oh, and the other one that I didn't say. So City Lake, to get there, there's just a very, very short walk on a paved road, like little trail for the most part. Not strenuous at all, pretty easy to access. One thing though, do not go here during peak mosquito season because you will regret it. This happened this happened to me one time and I got eaten alive. It was not fun. So yeah, don't go there when the mosquitoes are there. This one, you don't even really have to hike to get there. There's a little parking lot and then there's like a little tiny little trail and like bam, there it is. And then finally, Ozone State Natural Area, same thing. You park on the side of the road. You would never know this is there, but you park on the side of the road and you walk for like a minute, and then you walk out and there's this huge drop off of this waterfall just going down to this beautiful like blue hole. It is one of the coolest places I've ever seen. Um, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's kind of up near Crossville area-ish, I think. I would have to look it up to tell you for sure. But you can look it up too because you also have internet. So I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, Ozone State Natural Area. Write it down and check it out. Very cool place. Um, and I think that's the last. Yes, that's the last of my presentation. Unless anybody in my chat would like to contribute something that I can be like, oh, I shall have to look that up later. Also open for questions if anybody has any questions in general about Woods Flock, about the challenge, yeah, or anything. Harrison Bay. And where is that? Harrison Bay. Oh, okay, Hydrangea. Yes, I am very sorry that we had to cancel in 2020 and then once again postpone. Uh, but yeah, obviously we want everybody to be safe. Let's see, Harrison Bay State Park in Hamilton County. How have I never even heard of this one? I'll definitely have to check that out later. We will have to do a furry trip there sometime. That looks awesome. Thanks for the recommendation. But yeah, everybody that reserved, you will definitely have your spots for 2022. So no worries. Been going there. Deletrix says they've been going there their entire life. Yeah, I've only lived in Tennessee for about, well, I guess it's been 10 years now. Wow. I'm kind of old, you guys. So I've lived here for about 10 years, slightly over 10 years, and I haven't seen everything that there is to see. Tennessee is a very beautiful state with lots in it, and I don't know, I just need to make the time, and I feel like I'm more likely to make the time if I have friends that I want to meet with and go do these things with. Because I am an introvert, but I'm kind of like a selective introvert, I guess. Yeah, I know, Honix. Yes, exactly. And so I have a hard time motivating myself to do things, and I'm more motivated if there's other people that are excited to do things too. But yeah, so I guess that concludes this stream. But thank you guys for attending, and I hope that we will see each other soon. And I will be attempting to stream Owl House in shortly. Um, if you have Disney Plus, then we can watch together. But I'll have it on like a little window next to my beautiful face, I guess. Because I think that's allowed. I can't just like put it on the screen because that would be like copyright infringement or something. But like if you're actually watching for me, which obviously you would be, right? Then it's okay. So yeah, that'll be up in a bit. But go enjoy dinner or something. Thank you for coming.